Time is tight. I have just 5 minutes to give you an overview on bail and my public defender perspective on why wealth-based detention is a national crisis that needs to end immediately. It's not a lot of time, but I'm not deciding whether to jail an innocent person. Here's what's crazy. 5 minutes is over 5 times longer than the time it takes judges in the criminal court where I practice to decide to jail one of my clients pretrial, presumed innocent until their case is over, on cash bail they can't possibly afford. These decisions happen in a flash, like this. In the same amount of time it takes me to walk from the front of the courtroom to the cells behind to meet my clients for the first time. These decisions are based solely on bare-bones allegations and a person's criminal history, if any, with no regard for who that individual really is or their financial circumstances. So it's no wonder then that when bail is set on my clients, 87% of them can't afford it. And why they join close to 250,000 people, 500,000, detained pretrial only because they can't afford to buy their freedom. This is not how bail is supposed to work, folks. It's actually supposed to be the opposite. Cash bail is money you pay to get out of jail. The idea is as long as you come back to court on your court dates, you get the money back. Bail is supposed to be an incentive, not a punishment. Take Harvey Weinstein, for example. He walked into court and right back out because of a prearranged bail package of $1 million that was tailored to his financial circumstances. Now, I'm not mad at Weinstein's treatment. I just wish my clients received the same, but they don't. So I spent time recently with Mr. Jones, a client of mine who was arrested for stealing Red Bulls and a pack of cigarettes from a bodega late at night. While Weinstein has been fighting his case from home, surrounded by family, working collaboratively with his attorneys in person for optimal representation, Mr. Jones spent 9 months on Rikers Island because he couldn't afford $7,500. For Mr. Jones, like so many of my clients, $7,500 might as well be $1 million. For my clients, bail is an incentive. It's jobs and housing lost, it's their safety compromised and the danger of Rikers Island, it's missed school, it's families left without caretakers and breadwinners. But bail is also racist. 89% of the Rikers population pre-trial is Black or Latino, which is even more perverse considering the notorious jail is named in honor of Richard Rikers, a northern slave catcher who would sell freed slaves back to the South. Not a good legacy. Bail is also unnecessary. My clients come back to court overwhelmingly so, without bail, 95% of the time. And an extraordinarily small number of people get rearrested for crimes of violence when they're at liberty. This idea of danger to the community is nothing more than a scare tactic. All of which makes me wonder why taxpayers and lawmakers are okay with the sky-high price tag of incarcerating a single person on Rikers Island for one night. That's $742 per night. $270,000 per year. But bail has another sinister effect. I met Miss Newton, like all of my clients, within a day of their arrest, on the brink of crisis. I rapped twice on the metal mesh separating us and told her I wished we were on the same side of the cage. She was 53 years old. She was shaking. She was falsely arrested. In an all too common tactic, undercover NYPD officers, they set her up. They gave her pre-recorded buy money to take to her dealer to help them buy drugs. She was then arrested for drug sale. She wanted to challenge the police conduct. She asked me, why did they do this to me? And believe me, I wanted to help her. But bail shut her down. She had no money, and I told the judge that. The judge thanked me and swiftly set bail at $2,500. And she was on the next bus to Rikers Island. I saw her 3 days later. She looked a decade older. She was tired, she was sick. She needed to go home to take care of her husband, a disabled Army veteran. She couldn't imagine spending another day on Rikers, and was facing 12 years if she fought and lost her case. It was the perfect combination of forces. The prosecution offered her a deal. Plead guilty to simple possession, a misdemeanor, and you can go home. Or you can stay in and fight your case. What would you do? Although she was innocent, another person pled guilty. Bail, not merit, determines case outcomes. And it's no wonder why 95% of all convictions come from guilty pleas, and why you're 9 times more likely to plead guilty to a crime if you're in on bail, whether innocent or the victim of police misconduct. Public defenders are fed up with the status quo. And we fight like hell in court, but it's no longer enough. We've become movement leaders. We've started bail funds across the country. We've successfully challenged unconstitutional bail practices. We've held prosecutors and judges accountable in real time on social media. We've injected nuance and expertise into the debate about what real reform should look like that doesn't just wind up replicating pre-existing disparities. We just launched jailedwhileinnocent.com, where you can learn more about our perspective, learn from our clients, and take actions that can hopefully help erase everything you heard me say in the last 5 minutes. And now my time's up.